are we going today? We are going to the tower/mansion of the Duchess of Plakentia in Penteli. Are you excited?
Of course.
Me too! I'm really thrilled to go explore this place. I have read so much about it and I can't wait to share the backstory with you once I'm home. So this is how the tower looks from the outside, and as the sun went down and the lights started coming up, it became even more beautiful to look at. In overall, it's just mesmerizing. So here I am at the third floor of the tower, where the bedrooms and the bathrooms used to be. Also this amazing view, look at it. And from here we went downstairs to the second floor where the dining places and everything else was. I didn't get to film much from the second floor, but in this floor there was the dining room and also dance classes and art and craft classes were held, and we are heading to one of them right now in this office right here. This door right here really caught my eye and I had to film it. Also the view. Some more footage from the second floor, and now we're heading downstairs. This is the lowest floor. This is the floor where you enter the tower in. And a festival was being held. That's why there are images on the walls, as you will see. I wasn't able to film much because some of the doors in the rooms were locked, but I was able to film a little bit, so that's good enough for me, and I hope it's good enough for you, that you get an inside of the house. And also I fell in love with the view. Like, you go to the windows and you look at the garden, which also belongs to the tower, and it's just amazing. Now we're back at the garden, and this is the garden that belongs to the tower. Also look how beautiful the sky was. And I will soon show you the tower from behind or from the front, because that's the view you get from the street as you drive by. This is the tower from the front or the back, whatever you want to call it. And here is another look of how big the garden of the tower is. Here is one last look at the tower of the Duchess of Plakentia. I'm including a small clip that I filmed at a different day so you can look at the view from the road towards the tower and also see how big the garden is. Okay, now that I'm home, I think it's time that I tell you some things about the Duchess of Plakentia and some things about the tower that we visited. Let's start with the Duchess. Now, her name was Sophie de Marbois-Lebrun. She was born in 1785 and died in 1854. She was a French noblewoman known as an important figure in Greek high society in the first decades after the Greek independence. She was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where her father, François Barbé-Marbois, was serving as a French consul general in the United States. In 1802, Sophie married Anne-Charles Lebrun, the eldest son of Charles François Lebrun, later Duke de Plaisance, or also known as Placentia. The marriage was unhappy and the couple separated without ever taking divorce. Sophie lived in Italy while the Duke served as the governor of Holland from 1811 to 1813. In 1834, the Duchess returned to Greece and settled in the new capital, Athens. She purchased large amounts of agricultural land, chiefly near I misread that. Near Penteli, but also all around Athens. A lot of properties in Athens belong to the Duchess, and some are abandoned, some are being used, and there are small properties like bridges or land that is no longer in use, but they still belong to her. The Greek architect Stamatios Kleanthis decided the palace for her, which is now the Tower of Plakentia. Meanwhile, in 1836, the Duchess and her daughter traveled to Beirut, where Eliza died of pneumonia. Eliza is her daughter. Such was the sorrow of the Duchess that she had her daughter's body embalmed and returned to Athens, where it was placed in a crypt under her temporary home on Piraeus Street. Now, her daughter, the ashes of her daughter, to call it, was burned when the house was burned down in Piraeus Street, and afterwards the Duchess moved to Penteli, and I want to tell you the details that are real. Okay, yeah, she returned to Penteli, which is the house that she also died in, and ever since the daughter's death, she was nowhere to be seen. She became like a ghost or something, and that's part of the reason why the rumors and the myths around her name and the tower started, which I will get talking about those in a few minutes. I also want to say about another property of hers, Villa Elysia, which is today the Byzantino Museo, Byzantine Museum. I wanted to say it in Greek because that's what it's called, but yeah. She died in 1854, and her nephew sold her lands to the Greek state. She is buried with her daughter in her tower near Penteli. Okay, now before I start reading about the tower, let me move this. Okay, before I start reading about the tower, I will tell you that the tower is considered one of the haunted and supernatural places in Athens, or in Greece as well. Many people have said that there were noises being heard, and if you visit after dark, you will hear like screams and stuff moving around and things like that. I can't deny nor confirm because I don't know what happens there at night, but at the time where I went, there was nothing going on. I saw pretty much
most of the house, except of like the dungeons, like the underground. But there was nothing going on, at least from what I saw and experienced. So I had to cut because there was a train passing by and also a truck, and it was too loud and I couldn't hear myself speak. But yeah, let's get to the myths of the tower, since we already know the story of the Duchess. Now, there are myths about her holding mysterious banquets with trading guests on the underground, like the dungeons. The Tower of Plakentia became a very interesting place and spot for people that were into that kind of stuff, like dark magic, supernatural, things like that. But nothing has been confirmed or denied, like it's just rumors and legends going around. But those legends became true because, not true, they became known, and they made sense because after her daughter's death, she disappeared from the public eye, and she was inside her tower the entire time, so it made sense that something weird was going on there. So I have no information about that. I can't confirm or deny, and I don't want to give my input in something that I don't fully have the information about. So I will tell you about another rumor that I do have the information about, and I can confirm that it's just a rumor and it doesn't apply to the truth. Now, there was a rumor that she was having a relationship with a famous thief of the time called Davelis. There is Davelis Cave, which is also one of the haunted and mysterious supernatural places in Athens. Now, that is a rumor because when she was like in her late age, he was just a teenager, like he was 20, 25, and it doesn't make sense because at the time where the relationship is rumored to be active in a way, he was nowhere near Athens or Penteli, that for that matter. He was in Livadia, which is also where he died, so there was no relationship between the two. There was nothing to connect them. But there is another thief that there was a relationship with him, the Duchess, and here's the story. The Duchess was abducted, kidnapped, whatever you want to call it, and they were asking for money. So the town of Penteli and the town of Militia, the people that lived there, got together and raised some money to bring the Duchess back because they had huge love and affection towards her and they wanted her back and safe. So they raised the money and they gave it to get the Duchess back. But the Duchess fell in love, as it's rumored, and it also has like a big dose of truth and has been confirmed by people that have experience with the mansion itself and the tower and are closer to the history. But it has been confirmed that she indeed had a relationship with the infamous Spyros Bimbisis, and there's also a movie about those two. I don't remember the exact date of the movie, but I think it's around 1967, something around the time, but it's like their love story and like the whole thing that went down. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see it because I'm intrigued. So yeah, they paid the money, and then the Duchess, just because she had fallen in love with the thief, she went back and got money and gave the money to him. What else? Those are pretty much the rumors and the myths surrounding the Duchess and the tower as well. As I said, Duchess of Plakentia died alone in 1854. Her only companion left to her were her cats, as well as the architect of her towers. Since her death, the tower has passed to many different owners. In the 1960s, for example, it became the summer residence of the late King Constantine. Today, the tower is home for the Penteli Community Cultural Center. Many events are organized there and has a wealthy lending library. Also, if you go there to the left and the right, there are like big gates, as you will see in the video. Those were stables. Like, they were supposed to be stables, but they were also used as a parking for the cars, but they also had horses and they were used as stables. So yeah, let me gather my papers, my research. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't confirm or deny to any supernatural paranormal people and fans that the place isn't haunted, or you know, there are weird stuff going around. I didn't experience them, but maybe they exist, maybe they don't. I can't tell you about that. Maybe if I went during the night I would have experienced something myself. I don't know, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you next time.